Hey guys, welcome back to Plastic Free July. My name is Kara Michelle and I'm here to help you live your truth. And today I want to share with you a mindset hack as well as just bring a major awareness to you in your life and in your relationship with plastic thus far. Awesome. Okay, welcome back. I'm so glad you're here. Before we get started, please make sure you enter the Healthy Planet giveaway. I've teamed up with Healthy Planet Canada and we are giving away 2 plastic-free starter kits for those who are joining us throughout Plastic Free July. So all you have to do is comment, "I'm creating a healthy planet" down below. Feel free to screenshot, share on Instagram, and tag myself, Real Kara Michelle, as well as Healthy Planet for a bonus 5 entries per video, okay? So with that said, let's dive into this. I want to talk about the term called cognitive dissonance. Now, what this is and how this relates to Plastic Free July is sort of how, well, let me just read the description first and then I'll dive into it, or the definition. So in terms of psychology, this is related to the mental discomfort that results from holding 2 conflicting beliefs, values, or attitudes. So cognitive dissonance is when there are kind of these 2 opposing viewpoints and you start to feel this discomfort around them. Now, in terms of Plastic Free July and this whole plastic free movement and making changes to be more sustainable, more environmentally friendly, quite often there is a lot of cognitive dissonance at first because we're suddenly seeing how like society and everything that is normal and regular is not very good for the environment. And we're really starting to shine the light on that throughout this month. I'm sure you've seen that. Let me know in the comments below if you have kind of like opened your eyes even more to realize, wow, there's so much single-use plastic all around. I know when I did my first Plastic Free July, I was shocked and I was just like, how did I not see this before? You know, and I thought I was so aware and I cared about the planet and I really thought I was doing the best that I could, but it was this cognitive dissonance because of what we're just bombarded with and constantly told is normal. And it's a sense of brainwashing almost, where we all just think that's the way it is, that's how it must be, and we just don't even second guess, or we don't even do that double take to really look and reflect on it. And so now as you're starting to create this awareness, there might be this dissonance where you're starting to like feel a little bit uncomfortable by that way of living or stressed out. Like me, when I go to a grocery store, I still, not as much anymore, but like I still do get anxious looking at all of the stuff in the aisles, and so I don't even go down them. It's very easy because I just get fruits and vegetables, but if I walk in a supermarket, I immediately get tense and I immediately get stressed out because to me, now that I've become aware of the plastic, I can't unsee it. Like my eyes, it's just like, oh my gosh, look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. And it's just like all these things that are plastic. And some of them, my brain can see it and filter and go, oh, I could reuse that for this. Or like when I finish that container, like that on my shampoo day where I said like, you know, this container can be repurposed to make use for your homemade shampoo. So my brain will start to do that and separate and filter. But in terms of the big picture, it does still get overwhelmed to go like, wow. And for a while I got really I wouldn't say like angry, but I was really upset to just see how everyone was just walking around with their shopping carts filled with plastic and like nobody was fazed. And meanwhile I'm going like, oh my gosh, do you not realize that there's a different alternative, or that you could go plastic free with that, or all these different things. And it really stressed me out and hurt my heart a lot. And so it's been a balance of understanding, okay, like how to manage what I'm seeing and what I'm feeling, and understand and kind of like embrace that everyone's on their own part of the journey. So if you're experiencing any kind of cognitive dissonance right now, and you are noticing that like there is maybe some overwhelm or some stress or anxiety around like, oh my gosh, look at all these things that are plastic, or all of this impact that I maybe created in the past, like I do want you to just be kind to yourself, because when you know better, you can do better. And so your past decisions were based on the reality and the awareness that you had at that time. So you did the best that you could. And now that you're becoming more aware and you're seeing like, okay, there are different alternatives and I can make these swaps and adjustments here and there, now you know better and you can do better. So you can make those changes. And when it comes to being perfect, I know for myself, I did beat myself up quite often, and I expected this perfection. I expected, okay, I did my first plastic-free July, and then I was like, okay, I can definitely continue with this and like move forward. And anytime I fell off though, or I did use something with plastic, I would feel so bad and so guilty, and I would just kind of beat myself up for it. So I don't want you to get into that trap either, which is why I just highly recommend, you know, having this balance, having this awareness, realizing that there is absolutely no way to be perfect. And I think that is depressing in some ways, and yet it also is kind of like lifting the weight off your shoulders a bit too, because you're realizing you can only do the best that you can do. You can't be 1,000% plastic free. I mean, maybe there are a few, but that's their full-time job. Like they are really, that is everything to them. And ideally, all of us making shifts and making adjustments, we could create a huge positive impact and decrease the plastic pollution by doing that. But do I expect each and every one of you to hold yourself to the standard of being 100% plastic free forever? I think it would be unrealistic for me to expect that of you, just like it was unrealistic of me to expect that of myself, right? And if you then create guilt or shame, those are two of the lowest vibrational emotions that you could have. So then if you create guilt or shame, you're going to beat yourself up, you're going to pull yourself down, and from that place you're not even able to make more positive decisions or continue on your mission or continue educating and sharing with people the importance of cutting back on plastics. So just remember that your own energy and attitude is important as well, and finding that balance between how can I cut back and how can I be more sustainable, how can I adjust my living arrangements and all that, without beating myself up if I'm not perfect. And if I do use plastic sometimes, then it's just kind of like, okay, well, what could I repurpose this into? Is it possible I could use this again? And then if not, okay, well, how can I plan ahead so that next time I don't need to use that, and I have my travel kit, my little starter kit with me, or my cutlery, or my straw, or whatever it is, right? So just wanted to share that with you in terms of the mindset shift and the awareness, and understanding that if you're feeling a little bit of stress and you're seeing these two opposing sides of like, this is what everyone's doing and what I used to do, and this is where I'm at now, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I'm feeling like torn, and like all of my reality is being like changed before my eyes. Like I know for me that was also going vegan. Like all of a sudden, once you go vegetarian or vegan and like you see and you actually look at this meat and dairy industry and you look at the animal agriculture, like you can't really go back. You just kind of, all of a sudden that light is shining and you're going, this is what we do and this is what people think is normal. It doesn't make any sense. So that is the cognitive dissonance, and you might seem crazy for doing it. People might not understand because they're still living in the reality of what they think is normal and what they've been brainwashed into. And again, this isn't to point fingers or say like brainwashed in a bad way. It's just like it is the mass control. So same with plastics. We've been very brainwashed to think that you can use plastics, rinse it and throw it in a recycling bin, and it's going to recycle and be repurposed, and there's no no waste created, and there's no pollution, and there's no environmental impact. We've been brainwashed to think that that's good enough, and it's like, oh, I recycled, I did my part. That's what we've been taught and what they want us to believe, so that we continue to buy things and we continue to fuel and fill their pockets. So the more you create that understanding and you start to separate, other people might not understand it because they've been brainwashed too, but all you can do is continue to do your best. And what I think is very positive is just try to lead from love and try to lead from compassion and be the example. So it would be very easy for me to run around and like shout at people to go vegan or shout at people to go plastic free. But do I think I would really have any luck with it? Probably not. People would shout back or something, or like be really rude to me. So all I can do, in my opinion, is like continue to be the example, to continue to show up and like radiate love and just be in this kind, compassionate space and try to help and explain, you know, why I'm doing this or why this is important or how they could make a difference or create a better impact for the planet, and just kind of embody it and hope that by leading by example, by sharing, that maybe it inspires some of you to make some adjustments here and there, and then maybe you start to lead by example and you start to go, you know, when you're out for meals with friends or family or something, you bring your own container for takeaway after, or you bring your own cutlery or straw, or you say no to a plastic straw if you're in a place where they still do that, right? And you can kind of be that example for everyone else you're with. And if they're like, oh, why did you do that? You can just say, hey, you know, I was taking part of this cool thing called Plastic Free July, and I realized how many straws end up in the ocean or end up in landfills, or I realized how much cutlery we just go through these single-use things, and I just really didn't want to keep creating more waste, so I wanted to plan ahead. To me, I think just like being honest and sharing those things is always so powerful, and it shows your heart, it shows your purpose and your mission behind it. And then you're not creating stress for yourself, you're not creating stress for others, you're just really trying to embody and show up and live your message, or as I say on this channel, live your truth in every aspect, mind, body, soul, connection, just living your truest, vibrant, embodiment. That's what I wanted to say. So if you found this helpful, please hit the thumbs up. As always, guys, let me know in the comments what you enjoyed from this video, if you can relate, and please make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications, and then I will see you on the next video for Plastic Free July. Thank you again for being here. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for shining your light, for being open, for learning these things, taking what you can and sharing and spreading what you can, and being a part of the change. Yay for all of us. I'll see you on the next video.